I caused so much confusion, and I'm really, really sorry to everyone who experienced this situation. I feel horrible, and I'm gonna try so hard in the future to not tweet when I'm manic and be less impulsive. Hey guys, it's Lizzie. So I want to intensely apologize to you for a post I made on Twitter this morning. It caused mass confusion, and I phrased things in a way that is completely different than my actual view on the matter. It was a complete lapse in judgment. The paragraph, comment, run-on sentences that I chose to screenshot and post on my Twitter was in the context of a live stream that lasted for almost 2 hours, in which I went in extreme detailed depth on the actual comment. It was so ignorant of me to write that comment as a response, and then even more ignorant to screenshot and post that on Twitter to completely separate the context in which I was talking about the topic. I'm going to read through the tweet, explain what I actually meant and what I genuinely believe. God also creates people with disabilities, mental illness, missing chromosomes, etc. This is in response to someone saying, do you believe that God made people gay? So how this comes across is that I'm making a blanket statement that God intentionally wills for people to suffer with different illnesses, conditions, etc. And I do not believe that about God. This also explains where my thinking was coming from, why it was coming across like that. Catechism 2358. They do not choose their homosexual condition. For most of them, it is a trial. The context of the live stream, there were a lot of people saying that people make themselves gay, create their homosexual inclination, and that if they wanted to be a good Catholic, they could stop having those feelings and not be attracted to someone of the same gender. Those statements went directly against church teaching because it clearly says that these people do not choose their homosexual condition. And it says its psychological genesis remains largely unexplained. It has taken a great variety of forms through the centuries and in different cultures. Its psychological genesis remains largely unexplained. What I also failed to clarify in the comment is the difference between God's perfect active will and his permissive will. There are so many things in the world that do not make sense, but he permits for evil, confusion, mental illness, gender dysphoria, all of these things to happen, but that does not mean that he intended to create things like that. I was oversimplifying it in my mind, viewing instead God creating the process of evolution to create the world, which caused this domino effect of all of these other things to happen. So I was just saying, in general, the way the world was created, like what the Catechism says, like what modern science is saying, it's mysterious. We don't know exactly why certain people are born with different sexual attraction. It's not something that they're making up. It's something that is permitted will of God via his creation. Super should not have said that. Huge oversimplification. All of this is very nitpicky theologically, and so when I said God creates, that carries this host of connotations of his perfect active will, different from the permissive will. I said being attracted to the same gender or being born with gender dysphoria are things with a genetic component, but also influenced by situational factors, as mental illnesses also are. So a lot of people took this and made it seem like I was saying that there are specific genes that turn on that cause someone to be gay. Right now, currently, even if that was true, that there were certain genes that turned on to make someone gay, with the current research, it's impossible to know if that's the case. Scientists and the Catholic Church consensus that it is a mystery. We don't know 100% why this happens. My main point and argument was in reaction to people who are saying that someone can choose to stop being gay, and even going as far to say that someone is sinning or they're not obeying God by not being able to turn themselves into being straight. That's what I was responding to, and so I obviously phrased it horribly, which is definitely my fault. I didn't mean that God creates people with these things. I meant that people are born with certain things because of genetics or because of their life, how they were formed growing up. And so because of that, the vast majority of people cannot stop being gay, cannot change their sexual inclination, just like how I cannot stop being bipolar. I said at the very end some liberal lingo that I think people took as identity politics code words, implying that I am against the Catholic Church, and I want to address that right now as well. I said God absolutely makes people gay, makes people bipolar, makes people born with Down syndrome. We can each embrace ourselves and love each other exactly how we are. That phrase, a lot of people completely opposed to Catholic teaching have used against Catholicism. And so using the phrase, embrace yourself exactly how you are, all I mean is we shouldn't hate ourselves and we shouldn't hate other people for things that they cannot control. I think I can speak for almost all Catholics that many of us are experiencing extreme tension and even fear because it is Pride Month. On Wednesday in Pensacola, Florida, someone went into a Catholic church and burned the bishop's chair. There are speculations of the intent, why it happened, but in general, all of this has instilled fear, tension. You guys understand where I'm coming from? I have so many people saying they choose to be gay, they choose to be gay, they're awful, stop being gay. And then I'm saying, no, the catechism is saying that these people do not choose to be gay. And so we just need to love them as they are because they're probably not going to stop being attracted to the same gender. I also meant with love each other exactly how we are, I meant that I was opposed to conversion therapy, which a lot of evangelical-based churches, especially Southern Baptist, have created this program for conversion therapy that causes people to kill themselves because it doesn't work. Do you guys understand what I mean? So I wasn't saying anything with love each other exactly how we are or embrace ourselves, saying go against church teaching, let's change the Catholic Church and start having gay marriage in the Catholic Church like how it is in the Episcopal Church. A lot of people were worried that I have fallen into heresy, so I want to be really clear right now with everyone. Am I a heretic? This is a question I get all the time whenever I make controversial statements like this that people pick apart and imply to mean I'm changing my view on something. So I just wanted to address this forever right now. When I came into the church 1 year ago at my confirmation, I said in front of my entire parish community, my friends, my boyfriend, all of these people who came to my confirmation, I said, I profess and believe all that the Catholic Church teaches to be true. If you know anything about me, you know that I'm an extremely black and white person in my thinking. So with me becoming Catholic, it was 1,000,000%. I'm either in or I'm out when it comes to accepting all the dogmas of the church that are absolute truth, will never change. For me, someone who's so extremely black and white already, it was extremely blindingly obvious that if I disagreed with any part of Catholic teaching, don't become Catholic. There are 30,000 different Protestant denominations. Churches like Episcopal are so close to Catholic teaching, except they're more liberal on some of the sexuality teachings. So if I disagreed with the Catholic Church on anything, I have thousands of other options of churches I can be a part of that perfectly fit my view or my theology or what I want to be true. If you've been here for any length of time, even if you just found me from this Twitter controversy, you probably realized that I don't care what people think about me. It wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm not going to Mass anymore. Instead, I'm becoming Mormon, Muslim, Presbyterian, Episcopal, back to Church of Christ. I wouldn't just secretly do this for a year. I would immediately start talking about it in dozens of videos and live streams. I am so passionate about truth. And so if I found extreme evidence disproving the Catholic Church, and if one dogma is proven false and not original original, it will disprove the entire Catholic Church. And so if I studied in depth into the early church and I found that the current Catholic Church is wrong, diametrically opposed, changed the original view that Jesus taught on homosexuality, Mary being a perpetual virgin, the meaning of tradition, what baptism is, original sin, literally anything. If the Catholic Church is wrong on one dogma, the entire thing is disproved. And I will become atheist, Southern Baptist, Presbyterian, Baha'i, Syriac Christian, Eastern Orthodox, Universal Church of Christ, literally any religion if it is true. And I will convert all of you with me. Also, my whole Catholic Orthodox viewership, I respect you guys immensely. And so if I had a really strong intellectual argument going against something that the church is teaching, I would just present the argument. I wouldn't have to subliminally manipulate you by tweeting out confusing things. I would just explain the argument. I would make a video. Let's think of the video titles. 13 reasons the Catholic Church is wrong about homosexuality. 5 early church quotes that contradict Catholic teaching. Why I'm leaving, asterisk, asterisk, no clickbait. In a moment, if I found extreme evidence disproving Catholicism, I will immediately be deconverting all of you away from the faith. I even think my parents believe pretty strongly I'll leave Catholicism just because I'm constantly changing my views on things, because I'm constantly researching and being proved wrong, because I care so much about aligning my beliefs with truth. And so if I disagree with the Catholic Church on something just diametrically, I will immediately announce it on my YouTube channel. So several reasons why I think you might think I'm lying on this that I want to address. Currently, a lot of my career is bundled up within Catholicism. Objectively, I do have a lot of income and notoriety in being Catholic, but the majority of my Google AdSense money comes from my videos on bipolar disorder and mental health. A lot of my video sponsorships are not from Catholic companies. I make commission and paid hundreds of dollars for shoutouts by fashion, jewelry, mental health therapy. It's not that hard to find sponsorships for videos, and if it was really about income, I could leave the Catholic label and make videos about literally anything else. And I completely understand you if you're new here and you've only seen the past 2 years of my channel, but I've been making YouTube videos since 2009. So it has been 10 years. And through the years, my content has constantly changed and adapted and been completely different year to year. So I started making videos talking about relationships, like 13 signs a guy likes you, how to get out of the friend zone. I made videos like that when I was a teenager. Then I made videos on college advice, studying, vlogs, room tours, philosophy. I made a lot of Christian relationship-y type videos, how I read my Bible, how I pray, my Bible study group, what it's like. Only very recently, starting in 2016 was the first time I was making a lot of mental health, bipolar disorder videos. So think, 2011 my channel started. 5 years in, I've started making more mental health content, and then it wasn't really until mid-2017 when I started making theology videos. So for the entire length of my channel, these are brand new developments. My most popular videos where I've made the most money from were videos I made years and years ago, having nothing to do with theology. So this isn't at all about making money, views, my YouTube channel. This is just currently my actual beliefs on these topics. Another reason you may think I could be lying about this. When I first became Catholic, I did not share it on my YouTube channel for about a year. I knew from May 2017 that I was going to convert, and I even started RCIA, was in RCIA for probably 6 months before ever announcing. I made the 2-part series explaining why I was becoming Catholic. That led to this media storm where now I'm a public figure in Catholicism. So I did intentionally hide that my theology was changing for almost a year from my YouTube audience. So you guys could be scared that I'm doing the same exact thing right now, where I'm veering away from Catholic teaching on sexuality and am about to convert into Universal Church of Christ or Episcopal. but on the way, I'm going to confuse everyone and convert everyone into being pro-birth control, pro-gay marriage, pro-women priest. I mean, these could be the things you guys are thinking. Are these your conspiracy theories? I don't know. But to debunk this conspiracy theory, the reason I hid my conversion for so long from my YouTube audience is because I hadn't told my parents. I hadn't told people in my personal life yet, so I didn't want to share it publicly. It would hurt everyone in my life so much. I didn't feel like I was ready to announce it. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Everyone already is mad and hates that I'm Catholic, and honestly, I think any other type of Christianity, my parents would actually be happier if I left Catholicism, if I announced, oh, I'm becoming Episcopal, I'm going back to Church of Christ. Even if I became Russian Orthodox, my parents might love that. And so there's literally nothing holding me back, zero reason beneficial to the relationships in my life and honestly to my YouTube audience. If I was like gay marriage in the church, if I started saying that, I guarantee I would have a much bigger audience supporting me. Just because so many of my subscribers, probably half of my subscribers are not Catholic, atheist, more liberal. So it would actually be beneficial to me monetarily and in my career to start being more liberal. And you guys could say, yeah, but then you won't have Catholic speaking events. Well, instead I could start doing bipolar disorder speaking events. I don't think you guys understand. Catholic theology videos is like a fragment of my YouTube channel as a whole. But I want to reiterate to you guys, I genuinely love all of you so much, and you have changed my life and taught me so much about the world and prayed for my faith and me becoming Catholic and healing in my bipolar. All of you guys are a family and so important to me. I spend 80 hours a week tirelessly editing video scripts for you to come out with content. And so if I had found truth different than Catholicism that was so much more beautiful, I would not hide it. I'm not a heretic. If I do change my belief on something, I will make a video announcing it, convincing you that you are wrong, and try to bring you along with me in wherever I end up when it comes to religion. It will be very, very direct, blunt, upfront. It will not be manipulative. It will be intellectual arguments making you change and come with me.